So the other day, I was doing what I enjoy doing, which is looking through old papers to find crazy, interesting stories. And I came across this article that left me with so many questions. So this article was written on March 18th, 1851, and published in a Pennsylvania newspaper called the People's Advocate. And this is what it says. It says, a young woman came to Alderman Major on Thursday and informed him that she was going to get married in about 10 or 12 days, and that as she had no place to stay until the day appointed, she hoped he would commit her to jail for 10 days. The alderman, with his usual gallantry, granted her request, and she is boarding in the Stone Palace at the expense of the county. So this article just left me with so many questions. So first of all, it's not terribly unusual for a woman to get married in a county that's different than the county that she currently lived in. So there are lots of reasons people might get married in a different county. One might be because the neighboring county's courthouse is closer to you than the county courthouse in the county that you live in. So back then in 1851, if you needed to get to the courthouse, you had to walk or ride a horse, or maybe there was a carriage or a buggy or a wagon or something that could take you to the courthouse. So if the neighboring county courthouse is 10 miles closer than your current county courthouse, that might be a reason why you'd get married in a neighboring county. Another reason why you might get married in a neighboring county is if you don't want people to know you're getting married, you would go to a different county, because back then you knew most of your neighbors. These counties weren't very big, their populations were not enormous, and so word would get around if you were going to the courthouse to get married. So if you didn't want people to know, then you would just hop over to the next county to maybe a place where people didn't know you. And this is something that happened a lot when people were underage. They weren't legally able to get married because they were too young. So you would just hop over to the neighboring county where they don't know you, lie about your age, and then you would get married. So the whole being from another county thing, like, it's a little suspicious, but it's kind of like, okay, there are some reasons why maybe this would happen. But it leaves me wondering, like, what kind of fiance lets his future bride sleep in jail for 10 days before they get married? So why is she getting to that county so early? And why does she have no lodgings? Usually a young woman at that time would be living with her family, and like the family would be involved in the marriage, but this really doesn't appear to be the case because she's coming on her own and she needs some place to stay for a week and a half. So seriously, I would be reconsidering who I am marrying if I have to stay in the Stone Palace for a week and a half before tying the knot. Which makes me think maybe she wasn't really getting married after all. Like, maybe she just lied to the alderman, who is kind of like the head city council type guy, that she just said, hey, I'm getting married, to try to get some sympathy. Can I just stay in the jail for 10 days? I don't have anywhere to go. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll save the day. You can stay in the jail. And so she does. And then after those 10 days, I don't know, there's no follow-up article on what happens, if she actually gets married or if she just skips town. Like, this could be part of like a long con of, I'm just gonna travel across the country, staying in jails, telling people I'm getting married till I get where I want to go. So anyway, kind of a crazy story. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think the backstory is for this.